My dad owned his own business, and I used to help him. My first time being an entrepreneur, I was probably like 8 or 9. My dad got this crazy good deal on a bunch of doors, and I had heard my parents talking about how we needed to sell all the doors, and so anytime someone would come to visit, I would try to sell them a door. My dad is from Lebanon, and my mom is American. I look just like my dad. So when we would be out, it would be my mom, my sister, and I. It just stuck out always. I had a really rocky relationship with my dad. My dad's best wasn't really good enough. My dad joined the Lebanese militia when he was really young. He learned militia tactics. Sadly, he decided to parent using those same kind of militia tactics, but little things would set him off. So physical punishments for him were things like, I remember 2 shoes getting hit upside my head. I remember him whipping me with a belt, but the buckle side, I still have scars. I remember in high school there was snowball. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, but it was a anti-drug, almost like DARE kind of, but it was they would have this lock-in weekend in high school. But something happened the day before snowball, and he beat my face so badly that I couldn't go to school because I had black eye, bloody lips, and all the things, and all I remember was I wanted to go to snowball so bad. I mean, I'm 36 years old and I still remember how bad I wanted to go to that. I have less hate and anger now than I did 20 years ago. I have more pity now because I genuinely think that was all he knew how to do. I don't think he knew how to be any better. So my parents got divorced finally when I was 16. He went back to Lebanon, took a lot of our stuff with him, a lot of my stuff, and he's been in Lebanon ever since, so I have not seen him in probably 20 years. For some reason, what really led him as a parent was to tell me that I was worthless and that I wasn't worth loving and that I would never find anyone and I would never amount to anything. And the way I responded to that was to try to prove him wrong even when he was gone. So he left when I was 16, I finished high school, went to college, worked full-time.
While in college and working full-time, Madeline still had to deal with the lasting effects of her father's abuse.
I had instances where he held a knife to my throat to make me take it really seriously, and he started sending people after me. It's I had people drive me off the road. I had someone break into my apartment. He followed all that up with messages about how he was trying to kill me, or if he could get me to Lebanon, he could kill me and it would be over. I spent 9 months living completely by myself in a totally secluded campus apartment. That just shaped a lot of how I became an adult. I had to become an adult really fast.
While in college, Madeline, like many other students, debated what she wanted to do for the rest of her life. She went from wanting to do ministry and social work to finally deciding to major in business.
And that's where I really started wrestling with the fact that my dad was in me. That business side of him, I had it. And that was an uncomfortable truth because I wanted nothing to, it's bad enough I look like him when I look in the mirror. I wanted nothing to do with him. In a weird way, I owe everything I am to him, in spite of him. If he wasn't who he was, I don't think I would have become as resilient and strong.
Having this resilience led her to continue to be better than the box that her father had put her in. She earned her MBA in business and started her own company called Matters to help all people of all kinds access health care.
I was I think I'm gonna do this by myself. It's funny because my husband had been telling me to do it for almost 2 years. You're crazy, I couldn't do this by myself. I'm not that good, And that goes back to this little voice in my head saying I'm worthless. My long-term dream was always to open a women's business incubator. What I didn't have when I started a business, and even when I was young, is anybody to hold my hand and show me how to do it. There was, especially as a woman, and that just always bothered me. And I always if I ever get somewhere, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna find all the young women who want to do something with their life and grab them by the hand and show them how to do it.
Madeline's urge to help all kinds of women led her to make relationships with the people around her.
Madeline, I think, picked up on every strength that I forgot that I had, and we went to dinner and she asked me, she's like, what does Madison want? I had not been asked that question probably in like 10 years. Madeline does not put anybody in a box.
She's written her own book with another coming out in 2024. While opening her boutique called Salty, she plans to open other businesses in the upcoming year.
We're busy, but I take this idea that I'm worthless now as a challenge.
With all these thoughts going through her head, many would wonder how she became so positive and successful.
I have 3 sons. I want them all to look at their mother and think she did everything she could to make an imprint, on this planet for us. And if I can do anything as a woman, they can certainly do anything as a man.
She's nice and she is beautiful.
She always got my back, no matter what I go through. She helps me with everything. She's really probably one of my best friends.
She has pretty eyes.
I didn't think when I first met her that she was gonna be my wife. I just say that, but it changed the world. I love her.
I literally didn't think I would be alive at 36. And so to be alive and to have 3 beautiful boys and be married to the love of my life, there's somebody out there who feels like whatever they're facing, they're not gonna make it. And if I could tell that little girl who couldn't go to the snowball lock-in because her face was too messed up, I would tell her she. And so I fight that battle against feeling worthless every day, but I think it's what has made me who I am. If I saw my dad today, I wouldn't run up and give him a hug or anything, but I have come to have a healthy and careful respect for the fact that God made him my dad on purpose.